Meaning it's a cliche to say that data is heart of everything. But with the tools, with the AI tools, with the ML tools, what has accelerated is how fast we can convert that data into information, and now how fast we can convert that information into intelligence.
Welcome to Technovation. I'm your host, Peter High. My guest today is Ajit Jagtap. Ajit is the Chief Information Officer of Mode Global, the roughly $3.5 billion revenue, multi-brand, third-party logistics platform that is the sixth largest truckload freight brokerage and the largest non-asset intermodal provider in the United States. Ajit has been in his role for just over 2 years, and in that role, he's responsible for all technology at the company, including helping the organization digitize to a remarkable degree. I look forward to hearing more about that, as well as the company's use of data, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And I look forward to hearing what he sees on the horizon for Mode Global. Ajit, welcome to Technovation. It's great to speak with you today.
Nice meeting you, Peter. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak on your podcast. Appreciate it very much.
It's a great pleasure. I'm so glad you're here. Well, let's begin with your company, Ajit. You are the Chief Information Officer of Mode Global. And to those who may be less familiar with Mode Global, can you provide a bit of an overview of the business, please?
Absolutely. So Mode Global is a 3.4 multi-brand 3PL platform, right? We have brands like Mode Transportation, Suntec TTS, Avenger. It's the sixth largest over-the-road transportation company. It is by far the biggest non-asset intermodal company. There is absolutely no logistics challenge that we cannot solve for our customers, right? We have a vast variety, major network of our partners that are expert in the industry that help our customers with their transportation needs. We operate in all modes: the truckload, the intermodal, the oceans, the air, the drives, the LTL, freight, anything you name. We have expertise, we have dealt with, we have helped our customers. And that's why Mode Global is a strategic partner to a lot of our customers for their transportation needs.
Well, clearly a very tech-centric organization that you're involved in. And now as the IT leader, talk a bit about your role and responsibilities and how it fits into the broader technology the organization uses.
So I am a CIO, as you mentioned. I am also a member of an executive leadership here at Mode Global. My responsibility is everything technology, and everything we do here is technology for most part. I mean, we are providing all the technology services to our partners, to our networks, to our customers. We provide all kind of supports to our partners, including with their collections, billing, all the needs, managing their loads, or assisting in managing their loads through our technology. And all of this technology and its elements fall under my purview over here. It's an excellent company. And as you said, we are a technology-centric company. Well, we don't call ourselves a technology company. We are a service-based. We are a transportation company. We are a transportation company that provides transportation solutions to our customers and our partners. And we have a very purpose-built technology that solves transportation and logistic problems.
Very interesting. And you're also a family of brands. And I wondered, how does IT weave itself into those family of brands, if you will? How is IT organized?
So the challenge in any company that is weaved into family of brands is, how do you stay separate and integrated at the same time, right? Like, how do you enhance the brand that the customer is familiar with and is operating with, as well as behind the scenes? How would you integrate those so that we can make conscious, judicious decisions in favor of our partners and in favor of our customers? So as part of what technology, how it helps is, of course, there are, everybody would like to standardize all processes across all the systems. The reality is far from that. Every brand has its uniqueness in their strengths and their weaknesses. And what we do through technology is make sure that we meet our customers and our partners where they want us to meet so that they can do their business efficiently, maintain the brand value. At the same time, behind the scenes, we can leverage our expertise in the industry across all these brands and provide solutions specific to those brands. If something is working in one brand, we are happy to implement it across the brands, meaning that's the power of technology, where it becomes very easy to learn from the expertise and strengths of each brands and implement them across.
And talk a little bit about, I know you're passionate about culture, and I wonder if you could talk a bit about the culture of the IT organization that you lead as well.
Yes, I'm very very passionate about the culture, because at the end of the day, it's all about people, right? It's all about people who are driving the processes, who are handling the technology. And it's important to acknowledge that. It is important to coalesce around that. I think we have a very collaborative, people-centric culture here across the organization, not only in IT, but in specifically in IT. We have industry experts in IT that are veteran, that have stayed with the company for a long, long time. They have seen several turns in the industry, and everybody thrives off of each other's passion to delivering the solution. We have a good blend of technologies, because Mode, as I did not mention earlier, but Mode is grown through acquisitions. So obviously, with every acquisitions, there is a different set of technologies that come into the fold, and different skill set and different cultures. And over the years, Mode has been successful because it has been cognizant about these facts, and also very methodious about implementing and integrating different technologies and different cultures to make it as a Mode culture. So I think it's a very good culture over here.
That's a great description of it as well. Thank you for that. And I know that the logistics industry generally is being digitized to a great extent. And I know your team are involved in driving a digital freight brokerage opportunity, for example. Can you talk a bit about that work and what excites you about it?
Absolutely. So, Peter, COVID changed everything, right? Every company experienced a rapid escalation in digital modernization of their technology. And it was not because people wanted to go on that path, but because they had no choice left, right? Work from home, productivity tools, making sure the business is still open while everything is closed, right? Like doing it digital. I mean, all of those things accelerated the technology modernization across the industry, and people who could not sustain that are no more in business. But people who could rise up to that challenge are doing extremely well now, right? But then after that, once that initial, what was a reach that became a stable stake in technology, once that table stake was achieved, you see this trend of ML being used. I mean, ML has been there, but nobody thought about ML until COVID happened, right? Like COVID pushed, somehow it helped. RPA was in the industry for a couple of years. Nobody thought about, leveraging RPA, but all of a sudden it became necessary because, we just needed to do it. And so these trends in RPA, ML, and then now AI, for whatever definition of AI you follow today, because there are hundreds of definitions of AI today, that accelerated the use of technology even further. And no industry is immune from that, including logistics, right? Meaning you have to adapt, otherwise you're not going to survive. And I'm proud to say that Mode was in its early stages because of its leadership and their vision and stuff like that. And they thought about this, and it's like, hey, what do we want to do? These trends, that these are in infancy in the industry, we need to invest. And that's what the Mode leadership did. When the trends were in infancy and people in the industry were thinking, hell, I don't know how really what the potential for this is, we actually came up with a structure, with an organization, with the architecture, where we invested in our digital freight brokerage. We have a good architecture, a good set of mix of in-house and vendor tools, good partners that are in our ecosystem that support this, digital freight market. And I think Mode is benefiting tremendously because of that. And we are all proud of what we have done over there. And the most important thing is it's not only about technology, because technology is, you can build, you can look at stuff. It's about what I like at Mode is how we are adapting that technology very judiciously only in the cases where it is necessary, right? We are still heavily network driven. We thrive on expertise of our partners, but at the same time, these technology tools assist our company, our partners, our customers to get to the next step, right? And it's truly a 24/7 service. And and it's all data driven at the end of the day, right? I mean, it has its pros, a lot of pros. It has its cons, but at the heart of it is data.
Well, let's tug on that thread for a second, Ajit. Data obviously being the key ingredient, as you note. One can't take advantage of the more advanced aspects of what you described, like machine learning and artificial intelligence, without great data practices. Can you talk a bit about the data strategy that you put in place to ensure that the organization is, in fact, well positioned to take advantage of the innovations you just spoke of?
I mean, it's a cliche to say that data is heart of everything, right? But with the tools that we just talked about, with the AI tools, with the ML tools, with the RPA, what has accelerated is how fast we can convert that data into information, and now how fast we can convert that information into intelligence, which is futuristic, prospective, right? And so I think this industry, whatever evolution around AI is helping a lot of folks with their data strategy. Earlier, the data strategy used to be, how can I sanitize the data? How can I make sure the data is correct? And all of those basic table stake things for data are still applicable. And we have to focus on that and we have to correct that. At Mode, as I said, it's an accumulation of a lot of companies coming together, right? And so you would imagine that there are different data structures, different data definitions, different data points, different data definitions. And so over the period of time, what has happened is we have acquired, integrated, we have done our best to draw similarities and use it, right? What we are embarking on a journey today is to normalize and simplify that. Now that we have the context of data, now that we know the data a lot better because it's under our purview for some time, we are embarking on the journey of simplifying, normalizing, and with all of this, compute was a problem. So some of it was why we were not able to do things in the past was it just would take a lot of time to compute, and you still needed to produce reports early in the morning, and you needed to process data, and you needed to show the results, and all of those things are still valid. And so, but now with all this technology, compute is becoming much easier. So we are basically what we are going back to is, yeah, we will continue to leverage data on the higher end to get information and intelligence and stuff like that, and then continue our journey with DFB. But now we are going backwards and saying, okay, let's start normalizing it, cleaning it, making sure we have structures that are easily understandable, because AI needs you to do that. When you are going to give power to your users, to your customers, to write a simple English language query and say, hey, give me top 50 links, right? Like now, more than ever, the data needs to be cleansed in the back. It needs to be done correctly. So that's what our plan is. That's what we have been working on. That's what we'll continue to work on, is making it better, while we will continue to leverage on the other end to run our business.
I especially like your insight there, Ajit, about normalization and simplification, and especially in an environment, as you note, of a house of brands and an organization that has acquired companies, that ensuring that there is at least some uniformity as to what's derived there, so that you can develop better insights from that data becomes that much more important. I like the way you framed that.
And this is not a new challenge, but we have new solutions. So I'm always excited with that.
Wonderful. Well, I wanted to ask you, as you think about the next year or two or three, are there other trends that particularly excite you, those that are starting to make their way onto your roadmap or that you're in the process of investigating further?
I I talk to a lot of people in the industry, and depending on who you're talking to, you are either in a hype cycle of AI or you are done with the hype and now you are normalizing AI. And what I personally feel is we are in the middle. We were at a hype 6 months ago. Everything was AI. You open your context to read anything. It was, oh, AI is doing this, AI is doing that. We can use it here, you can use it there. I think it has slowed down a little bit. People have come to realization that yes, it's a great technology, but it's not universal. You have to have a judicious use of it. I think what I'm expecting to see in next 6 months to year is more deeper applications of AI as opposed to the shallower applications of AI that we have been seeing. We have solved simple problems, right? And we have made a big deal out of the simple problem. Oh, the AI can do this. And some folks have really solved complex problems at looking at MRIs and stuff like that. And I think that trend will continue. We will see some deeper problems in the industry solved with these trends, where real use cases where they will be beneficial. I feel like the insurance industry and the medical industry will be in the forefront of application or usage of AI. And I hope that that would change the healthcare in a very positive fashion. That's my hope. That's what I see when I talk to a lot of folks in the industry. As far as logistics industry is concerned, it will continue. I mean, optimization is not a new concept, right? Meaning ever since logistics has taken place and we have 4 trucks or 5 trucks or 1 truck, how can I optimize my route? So that thing will keep on enhancing as we get more and more data points to work with, right? Now that we have intermodal businesses, we will have more as the vendors or the carriers in those lines put more intelligence into their trucks or into their whatever devices that they are using. As we collect more information, the logistic industry will benefit from it. We will be able to make much quicker decisions. We would be able to talk about backhauls. We would be able to talk about empty crates. We will be able to talk about half trucks running here. So all of that will continue to enhance. I'm not saying it's not there. It is there. It is there, and it's been evolving over the years. But I think as more data points are being collected, as the carriers become more and more smarter by putting devices into their trucks or into their vehicles, we'll get more information, we'll get more smarter. I think that's what will happen in logistics industry.
Yeah, very interesting, and some attributes for us to continue to keep monitoring as progress continues to be made. I appreciate your thoughts there. I wanted to, as somebody who clearly must remain current as to the evolution of business, evolution of technology. I wonder if there's anything that you've been reading, watching, and or listening to that you particularly recommend that helps you remain current in the work that you do.
I always like to read the latest technology magazines. I like to talk to experts like who you have, a lot of industry friends across the industry, and this information, this interaction, this communication is ongoing. I learn a lot from all of that. And so there is not a particular industry specific book or anything that I'm reading, but I'm reading a book related to management, leadership, communication, whatever you want to call it. It's called Radical Candor by Kim Scott. And it's a good book. I mean, I've just started it. And I think the theme of the book is how can you care personally but as well as challenge directly, right? It's about empathy and action, how it leads to compassion, but it's not a ruinous empathy where you are just crying with the person as opposed to trying to help them to get over the hump, right? So there are scales of empathy. I never thought about it. I always thought empathy in certain way of, relating and emotional, but I never, and this book I think is good in the sense that I'm not sure how where it is going to lead, but from what I have read so far, I think it will be a good read.
Excellent. Well,
That's where I am in my reading. This is actually a suggestion from our summer club, a summer book club at office. It's like, okay, looks good.
good summer reading then. Thank you for that
Yes.
overview. Really appreciate that. And more generally, Ajit, thank you so much for a great conversation. It's been interesting to hear more about your role at Mode Global and the evolution of the business, the role that technology is playing in that evolution, some of the innovation that you are excited about as you look to the future. Thank you so much for the conversation.
Thank you very much, Peter.